and I've been on it for almost 2 weeks now. She put me on this medication and it made me really, really sick at first. So basically what I did was she said that if you have any weird side effects that are kind of unbearable, to split it in half. So I did. So the next day I split it in half and the symptoms were still there. And so then the next day I split it into a third. Symptoms were still there. I mean, like side effects. I'm sorry, not symptoms. Yeah, side effects and symptoms. So the symptoms...
The side effects, by the way, are extreme nausea.
Like to the point that I feel like I'm going to die. Yeah, like I want to go to the hospital. It's so bad. But it was helping. It was helping with the voices. So it was helping with the symptoms, but the side effects were really, really bad. So then on like the fourth day, I think, I was like, what if I just don't take it at all today and see if I'm this nauseated, because maybe this nausea is coming from something else. So I didn't take it the fourth day and I wasn't that nauseous. So we knew that's what it was. And so at least I knew what was going to happen and I could prepare every day to be like, okay, you're going to feel this extreme nausea, but you got to pick your battles. It's either going to be voices, telling you to do horrible things to yourself, or you're going to be so nauseous that you just have to lay down in bed and all day. And so this isn't permanent. They are thinking this is just the side effects are not going to last forever. And also I probably won't be on this medication forever.
Let's start with schizoaffective disorder, my story, part 9. Schizoaffective disorder is in which an individual experiences a combination of schizophrenia and symptoms of mood symptoms. Since this mental health condition is not well understood and not clearly defined, the lack of distinct definition may be due to the fact that schizoaffective disorder is many different mental health conditions that runs unique to the course of the individual affected. There are 2 types of schizoaffective disorders. Bipolar type schizoaffective disorder is where an individual experiences mania with or without depression. In depressive type schizoaffective disorders, where mood disorder is part of an illness, involves only major depressive episodes. If it is left untreated, individuals who have schizoaffective disorder lonely lives due to their inability to hold a meaningful, lasting interpersonal relationship. Additionally, they may have daily challenges with work, school, responsibilities. However, with the help of newer medications for schizophrenia and mood disorders and scientifically approved therapeutic intervention, individuals are able to effectively manage their symptoms. My story, part 9. In January, I went to Florida for a very relaxing trip. I was able, in January of 2023, in Florida, I had a very relaxing trip. I was able to do a lot of podcasts, swim, hang with family. Only things that maybe do better was to get up earlier, because didn't like to get out of bed when I got home. Besides that, it was a great trip. Probably not as good as I feel now, but I felt pretty good at the time with my family in good time, busy house with all the kids. We went on a boat ride and saw a bunch of different houses and saw all these dolphins. We posted at the end of this part of the podcast. Here is a return home. The Chiefs had the first round bye and went to the second round playoff game against the Jaguars. We go to the same against the Bengals. And it went from thinking the Bengals were going to win to win under a minute to go. Chris Jones took down the quarterback, and that meant for a second time they were heading back to the Super Bowl. In February, way to Florida, we had dinner with some of my favorite people, Kevin and Nancy. If I announce their names, it will always be wrong. Chiefs were off to a slow start in the Super Bowl. Often happens, and Patrick Mahomes did magic tricks again, down 24-10 at the half. They scored a touchdown to make it 24-21. Eagles would add a field goal, but the Chiefs would score a touchdown to go up 1. The Chiefs got another touchdown to go up 8. Jalen Hurts would run it in, and they would tie it on the 2-point conversion. Then the Chiefs drove down the field and ran out the clock and got in the end zone. And at the gun, they hit the field goal. I was not as shocked as the first time, but still pretty surprised they came back. It meant the Chiefs were world champions. I went to the parade, and once was enough. There was just so many people, about 1 million people at the parade. March had a very good start. Back to myself. I even went to a game by myself for the Big 12 basketball game. The first round, they were very expensive because Kansas fans knew that they would play. Capilano was making me feel even better, and maybe of being almost a year in my body, or 10 months, I started to feel really good, and every day as it goes on, I start to feel better. Now we move on to the NBA. The Heat got another surprise upset for the first, only 8th seed to go to the NBA Conference Championship. They could become the first team to go to the NBA Finals. They took the lead last night and with a huge road win. 1-0 is the series now. They outscored the Celtics 46-25. Coming all the way back, the Celtics, Jimmy Butler scored 35 points as the Heat steal Game 1. In the loss, Jason Tatum got 30. I would call this a must-win for the Celtics tomorrow night if you don't want to go down 2-0 and then head back to Miami. The Lakers will play the Nuggets. They lead 1-0. Watch out for Nikola Jokic and LeBron James and Anthony Davis are on the injury list but probably will play. But since the injury may affect both the players, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, the Royals are off today. The series for the second time this season. The Royals won a series in 2.5 months. They've only won 2 series. The Royals have the off day today. They will play tomorrow. The Cardinals take the series over the Brewers and hope the best team in the NL. The Dodgers in the NL and take the lead. The Rays lose the series to the Mets, but the Rays are still the best team in baseball. Here's more from Jess Passon on that. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.
Let's talk a little bit about the Tampa Bay Rays. There was actually, somebody said this with a straight face. I have no evidence, but it's clear the Rays cheat. It's the only way they can be this good, right? That was a goof in New York that said that. Listen, offhandedly, I want to mock them and be like, oh, sorry, the Yankees aren't in first. It doesn't mean everybody's cheating. But we have seen cheating, whether it's banging trash cans, whether it's sticky stuff. I mean, the sport has had it. Is there some kind of a dynamic way that the Rays are beating the game, not within the rules?
There is no evidence to suggest that the Rays are doing anything other than being better than everyone else at playing baseball and teaching baseball and understanding baseball, and because of that, I've got nothing to say there. I just,
Okay.
I don't see it. I don't see any evidence. That doesn't mean that there isn't any, but I think it does mean that until I know, the same way with the Astros. I mean, I heard rumblings about the Astros before the Athletic report came. I wrote about the trash can. I don't know if you remember that, but I wrote a story where this was in October, and if you recall, the Astros during their series with the then Cleveland Indians, they were accused of having a guy in the dugout, right, filming the Indians, like coaches' signs, whatever it may be, and Major League Baseball got involved. And I went out and, asked around, like, hey, what's going on with the Astros, and heard a bunch of stuff, including the fact that there were accusations that there was some kind of banging on a trash can going on. Turns out those were correct. But I have personally heard no substantive accusations about what the Rays might be doing. I think people just see them and say, yeah, they're just pretty damn good at what they do.